Once again, good morning, and thank you for joining us and for your patience. Now, please give a warm welcome to the President and Executive Director of the National Building Museum, Mr. Chase Rynd.
Good morning, and welcome to the National Building Museum. There are lots of empty seats up here, so I invite all of you to move up forward if you would like, to get a little closer to the action here. It is my privilege to serve as the executive director here at the National Building Museum. The museum, as many of you know, is recognized as America's leading cultural institution dedicated to exploring and celebrating all of the building arts, including architecture, landscape design, engineering, construction, and planning. Chartered by Congress in 1980, the museum has become a vital forum for exchanging ideas and information about the built environment through our acclaimed exhibitions, our extensive youth and adult education programs, and our publications. And naturally, over the years, we have explored through an interdisciplinary lens the critical issue of housing, a topic that is always relevant to each and every one of us, and particularly relevant today. And so it is that I am pleased to welcome all of you to our symposium, Designing Homes and Neighborhoods for an Aging Population. Today's event marks the launch of the opening of the museum's long-term exhibition, House and Home, and I invite all of you to return when it officially opens to the public this Saturday. It's located on our second floor in the northwest corner of the building. This ambitious exhibition explores our varied notions of home, what turns a house into a home, and what it means to be at home in America. But remaining at home into our golden years, or aging in place, will be a challenge for many of us, and this issue is all the more pressing as our society ages. There is no denying that we are an aging society. The baby boom generation, the segment of our population born shortly after World War II, will soon constitute the largest proportion of our U.S. population. In the United States today, there are more people over 60 than people under 15. The oldest seniors are the fastest growing population. By 2030, 1 in 5, or 72 million Americans, will be 65 or older. By 2050, that number will grow to 89 million. So what are the implications to our nation's housing and services when a quick drive to the pharmacy to pick up medications is just no longer an option? Or when seniors try to continue to live in hard-to-maneuver multi-story houses, or when they are required to navigate neighborhoods that are simply not walkable. Are we prepared to meet the needs of this population? Today's event seeks to answer these questions by presenting new interdisciplinary research and case studies that aim to inform both policymakers and design practitioners. This program also celebrates the launch of a new book titled Independent for Life, Homes and Neighborhoods for an Aging America. Produced by Stanford University's Center on Longevity, the book presents smart housing and community solutions for aging in place from a team of experts drawn from the fields of architecture, construction, health, finance, aging, and politics. We are pleased to have several of the book's authors in the audience and also participating in today's symposium as panelists and moderators. And of course, we are particularly honored to welcome the Honorable Henry Cisneros, former Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and one of the book's editors, who will deliver today's keynote address. Secretary Cisneros has also kindly agreed to sign copies of the book during the networking lunch in the museum's East Court, over here. Copies of the book can be purchased throughout the day in our shop and also near the book signing table during lunch. And you will be pleased to know that proceeds from the book sales help support the very important work of Stanford's Center on Longevity. We will start our day with two speakers, Kelly Caffarelli, president of the Home Depot Foundation and a member of the museum's Board of Trustees. She will be followed by John Rowe, professor of health policy and management in the Mailman School of Public Health at Columbia University and chair of the MacArthur Foundation Research Network on an Aging Society. Before I welcome Kelly to the podium, I do want to note that for over 6 years, the Home Depot Foundation has generously supported the National Building Museum and partnered with us on exciting exhibitions such as our Greenhouse, New Directions in Sustainable Architecture and Design, Life Without Leaves, and Green Community. The Foundation has been the sponsor of our popular For the Greener Good lecture series, and they have been a valuable partner as the museum has raised public awareness about issues such as affordable housing, best practices in sustainability among design and building professionals, using technology to reach a larger audience, and universal design concepts. By focusing our partnership on responsible building practices, we have helped educate tens of thousands of people about the impact that buildings have on the health of people, our communities, and the environment. Please join me in welcoming Kelly Caffarelli. Kelly?
Good morning. How's everybody? You know, I was trying to think of the right analogy for this morning because I was so excited. I thought I was a matchmaker and had brought the National Building Museum, which is one of my favorite places in the world to be, and Secretary Cisneros, who's one of my favorite people in the world, together. But then I come to find out he was an ex officio member of the board and has been here many times, so I can't take credit for that. But I do feel like I've had a couple kids of my own, so I think I can say I feel like we birthed a couple babies between the launch of this book, which has taken a couple years, and the opening of the House and Home exhibit, which has taken almost a decade. So this is such an exciting day. The Home Depot Foundation is just thrilled to be a part of it, and very much appreciate our partnership with both the National Building Museum and with Secretary Cisneros. And you know, today's event is a great example of how the museum can bring together policy experts, businesses, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, and others to focus on the challenges ahead of us, as well as the opportunities that we can see. As you know, affordable housing is at the heart of what the Home Depot Foundation does every day. And that's why we're honored to be a supporter of this event and have been so pleased to be involved with the book with Secretary Cisneros. You know, in our work today, we see that senior citizens face some of the most critical housing needs of any population. Chase listed some of the statistics, but by 2050, the elderly population will have tripled. So we know that the needs of low-income seniors will also increase. Every sector, from government, private businesses, and nonprofits, need to be prepared. At the Home Depot Foundation, we're focusing our work on a key portion of the senior citizens population, veterans. There are 9 million veterans who are seniors, veterans who served in World War II, in Korea, in Vietnam, and many of them can't afford to put a decent roof over their head. You are twice as likely to be homeless if you've served in the military. And we think that that's unacceptable for veterans of any age. Not only because veterans have given of themselves, but because they have so much to offer today. We know that veterans make great employees. In fact, we have 35,000 veterans among our associates, and at any given time, we have 1,500 actively deployed. So this is something we're passionate about and care deeply about. Just last year, to support that effort, we committed $30 million over the next 3 years. And I'm very proud to say that in the first year, we donated almost half of that amount. And in addition to dollars, our associates are out every day working in communities, giving their time and talents to address the housing needs of veterans, from building wheelchair ramps and renovating the homes of wounded warriors to renovating transitional shelters across the country. We believe that veterans are people who don't just need our help, they deserve our help. We'll be keeping veterans in mind throughout the conversation today, looking for ideas and connections for ourselves and our major nonprofit partners like Volunteers of America, Operation Homefront, and Habitat for Humanity. And we encourage you all to think about how you can incorporate veterans into your work, whether it's hiring a veteran, giving to a nonprofit serving veterans, or just educating yourselves about the issues they face today. Less than 1% of the population fights our wars. Let's return the favor, the sacrifice, by honoring our veterans. Chase, a huge thank you to you and Scott and the rest of the staff for planning and hosting today's event. We're thankful for the knowledge, expertise, and dedication you bring. And now I have the pleasure of turning the program over to Jack Rowe. Jack, thank you for being here, and we look forward to hearing from you.